There appears to be fractions and confusions in APC recently. Is there really a hidden agenda behind the naira redesign to sabotage this election for Tinubu? Is President Muhammadu Buhari really working against Tinubu? Could Nasir Rufai be saying the truth? Please watch this video to find out.
There are elements in the villa that want us to lose the elections because they didn't get their way. They had their candidate. Their candidate didn't win the primaries. And I think they are still trying to get us to lose the elections. And they are hiding behind the president's desire to do what he thinks is right.
For those, you are one of those who are tweeted also that there are elements within your party. Who are these people?
It's very obvious to me that a few people within our own ranks are not too comfortable with the emergence of our candidate and are clearly working against us. Now, let me tell you what that doesn't mean. That does not mean that the president himself is working against the candidate. That's out of it. I don't think anybody has said that or is suggesting that. However, like in any organization, any institution, there are a few people within that place that, for reasons best known to themselves, are clearly trying their very best to engineer policy in a way that will affect the fortunes of our candidates and of our party. And I think that's probably what Nasir Rufai was trying to say. Some of them are in the villa, others are heading institutions that are under the government, that were never part of PDP anyway, and that's always the problem. When you have a technocrat, where you really don't know where his heart lies, running major institutions, for example, like Central Bank and so on and so forth. My own view, and I've said this for quite some time, that there is some kind of conspiracy going on. You see, the problem is this: they know that when we go to the field later on this month, Asiwaju is going to win this election hands down. We have 22 governors with us, all solidly with us. We have 5 that are likely to support us in the presidential election, making 28. They only have 8, and of course the third party and the fourth party have absolutely nothing. So we're very confident as we go into the field, and our candidate is making waves everywhere. So the only way he can be stopped now is through the activities of blacklegs, turncoats, backstabbers, and liars, and people that want to undermine from all over the place, create policies that are clearly unacceptable for this time, clearly uncomfortable with the people, and will cause resentment in the land for everybody.
The question is, are they members of your party?
It is not every person that is working in the villa that is a member of the APC. I've been in government before. They may be, they may not be. And I, can assure you that even if they are, they have their own inclinations, they have their own motivations,
what is their agenda?
Well, their agenda is certainly not to do the best for Nigeria, to do the best for the APC, to do the best for President Buhari, or to do the best for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is their agenda. Now, it could be a number of issues. Maybe, for example, Nasser cited one example of some of them felt that their candidate didn't emerge during the presidential primaries. That's possible. There are others that simply have a situation whereby they just don't want Asiwaju to be president. There are some people like that. It's a personal choice that people make. And when you're in a position of power...
A position of power, is it referring to President Muhammadu Buhari?
Only God knows your heart. Only God knows what you're thinking. Just like Shakespeare said, it's a difficult thing to see the mind's construction in the face. You don't know what people think. Well, what you do know is this. If you're in government, or if you're in a party together, there ought to be a collective interest. 95 to 99% of the APC are one family, moving in one direction, solidly behind one candidate, praying and hoping that he will win. And we are working extremely hard. Some of us sleep, just a few hours a night. 18 hours a day we work now. I've just come back from Lagos after 6 days of resting because we work very hard. Festus Kayamo, Dele Alake, Bayo Onuga, all of us, and in all the other directorates, we work extremely hard. And our candidate is out there in the field, going all over the country every day with governors and all kinds of people moving with him. So all these distractions for us is very disturbing because we are working and people are plotting night and day in order to create obstacles in our path to ensure this transition does not go smooth.
What is the end goal of these people?
My own view, and this is just my view, is that some are, but I don't see how that's going to go very well, given the fact that the opposition are really so weak when it comes to, what's going on the ground.
Which candidate could they have been working
I'm
for?
saying that some of them may be working for for those that I consider to be very weak, like Atiku. I don't think he's a strong candidate, like I've said before. But I don't even think that's the major issue. My own view is that there is an attempt, in my view, and this is just my personal opinion, to create chaos in this country for everybody and to pave the way for something completely different. This is what I see going on. And I must tell you that I find questionable the policies of the governor of the central bank as at today. I don't question the policy itself, I question the timing of the policy. Yes, it's a policy, we need a policy, a cashless policy, ultimately, but why is it being introduced at this critical time? It will lead to nothing but suffering, resentment, hatred of not just the ruling party, and this is why those on the other side don't get it, but of every single member of the ruling class, and you're trying to provoke an uprising in this country to ensure that everything scatters and this transition does not go anywhere. That's what I think is going on. And I'm sitting on your program today pointedly accusing the governor of central bank of having a hidden agenda. I've never known of a governor of central bank that will be outside the country, challenge the security agencies, come back, ready to be arrested, and he's being guarded by soldiers. Who posted the soldiers there, and how come he has that kind of power? I've never known a governor of central bank who was summoned to come to the House of Reps how many times, until the time, and he refused to go, until the time they threatened him with arrest, and he quickly went there and made a few concessions and said, okay, I'll postpone for a few days, I'll postpone to the 17th. Even with that postponement, it doesn't mean anything. Mark my words, it will be very difficult for people to get new notes until after the election because there's a hidden agenda as far as I'm concerned. They'll tell you, oh, the commercial banks are not releasing notes. It's not it's a lie. The truth of the matter is that they will not release those notes to the commercial banks because there's a hidden agenda. And there's so much more to this. That's just one front. There are other fronts in which they're fighting democracy and fighting us all. And as far as I'm concerned, this is not for any political party. It is simply for those that are interested in having an ING in this country and pushing us all to one side. And that, I think, is the greater enemy. Our enemies are not the Chief Anika, the enemies are those who don't want democracy. Yeah.